Gets us to the end of blue. Nothing else here particularly relevant in blue. Let us move on to black, and we'll start with what I think. My opinion is largely that it's not good enough, honestly, Rye. Is that I think it's probably not worth its cost. Baleful Mastery. Let me take a second to take a quick drink, and then we'll look at this abomination together. What a card this is. I think you're going to be casting this for 2 mana a lot. Your opponent drawing a card off an effect like this is normally just worth the efficiency. But obviously, once you go past turn 4, if you don't need to double spell, then, you know, whatever. Interestingly, this card plays so well with Narset Parter of Veils again. Because, you know, they just don't get to draw the card if you time this correctly. So the downside doesn't even matter. But upgraded Doomblade, not quite, but close. Exile target creature or planeswalker is one hell of a sentence. That is a flexible ass card. This beats Toski. It beats other indestructible threats that are a problem. It handles any planeswalker by itself. You know, handles Coma. Yeah, this card's great. This is gonna see plenty of play. And there are ways to mitigate the downside to cast this thing cheaper as well. Yeah, Baleful Mastery is a house. This thing is an efficient ass removal spell, and we'll see a ton of play. I'm pretty sure it will. Blue-black control is like happy AF to have this card. Card is probably just absolutely bananas. I would expect it to be seeing a ton of play, personally. Alright, cool. We have to look at Callous Blood Mage up next. You long for those days? It was a different time, for sure. We got a 3-mana 2-1 here. Enters the battlefield, you choose one. You make a 1-1 that gains your life when it dies. You draw a card and lose a life, or you exile a graveyard. I did see that, Joe. I did see that. This card is better than you think it is. I don't know if that means it's good enough, though. This is super flexible. And again, we seem to be... Yeah, not only is this a really good blink target, even at 3 mana. 3 mana is a bit expensive. But as I keep saying, we pay for flexibility. And Wizards are really high right now on printing cards that are flexible. Especially for best of 1 players, so that the cards that are in their main deck offer as many options as possible. And that's what this card does. It gives you a 3-2 for 3, or it draws you a card and gives you a body, or it deals with the graveyard deck on the other side of the table. I like flexible cards because they offer you more gameplay decisions. They give you more chances to get things right and get things wrong and feel like you, the player, had something to do with the result of the game. This is not stupidly powerful or anything like that, but it's a real flexible card that gives you a lot of options. And you can sideboard this, you know, as a card that's good in the control matchup because it draws you cards, but it's also your piece of graveyard hate, so it saves you some sideboard slots. And that's more important than it ever was before. Because saving sideboard slots might let us play Lessons. It might let us play a companion. It might let us main deck some more stuff. Or in fact, main deck less stuff and just play it in the sideboard. Because we can cover so many holes with, you know, a universal effect that's a bit expensive, but it does a lot of things. Gone are the days of my rare cards with flavor text. 100% true. Could this go in Historic Vampires? I think so. I think this is really flexible and it gives vampires a tribal way of exiling cards from the graveyard. Do the 1/1s that gain life make Anax much worse? I don't think so. I think those two things are largely unrelated. But Good acknowledgement, maybe. I like this card. It's not going to be format warping. It's not going to be an multi-format all-star staple, but it's good. It is efficient, it's well costed, and it's flexible. And I like that. That's exactly the kind of card that I want to see printed in my current sets. It's a much healthier power level. Now we get to talk about one of my favourite cards in this set. Confront the Past. Now, a couple small things, you know, off to the side of the card. The art is stellar. The story being told by this card, also stellar. But importantly, this is an insanely powerful lesson. It's again, those niche bullets that we're looking for. This is either Planeswalker Reanimation or Planeswalker Removal. And again, this card isn't good. It's not costed to be a main deck card or, you know, efficient or whatever. It is costed to be drawn from a learn effect. And that's what we get to do with this. It's a very niche corner case bullet that we can put in our sideboard that if our Teferi Master of Time or Liliana is in the graveyard, we can draw a card that says recast your Liliana, or we can draw a card that says kill your opponent's Ugin. These are the kind of lessons that I want to see. Not because they're so good that you have to play them, but it's nice to have them as an option. Is it worth making space for this? Is it the kind of effect that I want right now? Is it worth the sideboard slot? Don't know. Format's going to evolve really fast, and we got to try a lot of things past the hot chip. But it's cool. I'm happy this exists because it gives us that kind of decision-making aspect of deck building that I love so much. And that's what this kind of card offers. Look at these emotes being spammed right now. Love it. Love Confront the Past. I think it's a beautiful piece of card. And it might very well see some play. Alright, we got some more limited filler. In fact, a lot of limited filler in black over the next couple of cards here. Plenty of commons and uncommons that unfortunately probably just not going to see much play. Is the sad truth. Talk about the eye. No, I would rather not. It's got the same problem as the bird. Dice triggers on learn is not where you want to be. This is a sweet piece of artwork though. Just for Joe, I will show you the eye bat. Look at it. That art is horrifying. It hurts my soul. Okay, cool. Glad we got that out of the way. Inclash? Yeah, we'll talk about this actually. This is a card that I should probably discuss. And it seems weird to be talking about a common in a set review like this as being constructed playable. But we already know that Deadweight is a card that sees play right now. Deadweight is playable with Lurrus and things that care about enchantments. And we've already seen there is Magecraft in this set. It's a mechanic that cares about you casting instants and sorceries. And in that world, you can play this. It's a clean answer to the same things Deadweight kills. It kills all your Edgewall Innkeepers. It kills all your, small dorky idiots. It kills Lurrus itself, in fact. And if your deck cares about instants and sorceries, this is a good way of doing it. This is Disfigure. It's not quite Disfigure, but it's pretty close. And yeah, I think this is a really nice common printing. There's a very flexible sideboard slot. And might even be main deckable in certain environments. So this is a good example of a good common. Monoback control? I mean, maybe. You never know. You never know. Again, talking about lessons that might be playable in their colours. Necrotic Fumes. Again, we've gone over this a few times. Just good answers to creatures and planeswalkers that you can tutor. Nothing particularly special here. Just another one of those lessons on colour, depending on what colour you're going to be in. You have a tutorable answer to problematic permanence. That's the kind of thing that you want to be seeing with these lessons. Auric Lawmage. I've never seen this card before in my life. Let's see what it does. 4 mana 3/3. Tap, search your library for a card. Put it in the graveyard. If it's an instant or sorcery, this gets bigger. I really wish this didn't have to tap. The bat's kind of cool with village rights, actually, Cash. That's a good shout. I think that the bat's kind of cool with village rights. Why does this have to tap? Because this putting Unburial Rights in the graveyard is just hot. It doesn't have to be an instant or sorcery, correct. It can be anything. So you can just put anything in the graveyard, which is good. It's, you know, it's Entomb. Entomb is fine, but 4-mana creature that has to tap to do that is just too slow. Which is a real shame, because, again, putting Unburial Rights in the graveyard, putting God Pharaoh's Gift targets in the graveyard, this would be really fun, but having this card resolve and stay alive for a turn to start activating it is just not realistic. Alrighty. Poet's Quill. I have no idea what this card does. Let's take a look. The Lamia from Theros was better? Yeah, I think so. When looting exists? Yeah, I know, right? So what does this do? Artifact. When it enters the battlefield, learn. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 on lifelink. Is this good? I actually think this card might be good. So this is 2-mana draw card. Like, again, we're talking in this theoretical world that learn is good enough, so that you can always draw the answer that you need. So this is 2-mana, draw the thing you want to draw from your sideboard for slightly more expensive Shadow Spear. Now, Shadow Spear sees play. Like, it does see sideboard play. It was even in the main deck of the guy who went undefeated in the Insight Esports Open yesterday. He had a main deck Shadow Spear. So Shadow Spear definitely good enough to see play. This is only 1 more mana to equip, and in exchange it draws you cards. It's better with Urian. Yeah, okay. This card might be good. It's like, you're probably not main decking it. But if you're going to sideboard Shadow Spear anyway, like, this is fine. It does, yeah, Shadow Spear does have more text, but I'm not sure how often the hexproof indestructible thing comes up. Yeah, I like this, actually. I like this card. Maybe this is good enough. I'm not entirely sure, but maybe it is. It's actually pretty close. Pretty close to good enough. I lost my winning in Black Panther. I was 6-2, lost the last one, and missed top 16 by 5 spots, and went to bed at 4 in the morning. I try and get excited, Crux. I try. It happened. Indeed, Professor Onyx. We get to take a look at definitely not Liliana. Completely new character, brand new to the universe, never before seen. And no, I will not be taking your questions at this time. Alright, 6 mana with Magecraft. Lose 2, gain 2. +1, lose 1 life. Look at the top 3 cards. Draw 1, bin the rest. -3, I know, Crux, I know. I try and get excited. Leave me alone. Let me get excited about stuff. Each player sacks a creature, sure. Ultimate wins the game, unsurprisingly. Like, it makes me sad, but is anyone actually excited for this card? It's such a generic Planeswalker. +1 card advantage, -3 removal, ultimate wins the game. It's just like a generic-ass Planeswalker. Which is kind of a shame. Turgid? I guess it's kind of cool with Turgid. The minus does some sweet things with Turgid. It's great for cubes, sure. You can get this off of Ultimatum. Does getting this with Vorinclex sound good? Maybe you do that. Maybe you get this with Sultai Ultimatum, and you can like put it into play alongside Vorinclex and just -8. Like, -8ing this is funny as fuck. No, it's not a double face card. I just think this is a very generic, boring Planeswalker, sadly. It might be good enough as an ultimatum target, but I don't think it's good enough otherwise, which is kind of a shame. That's interesting, Joe. No, we haven't got to the Luca Wolf yet. No. That one's still coming. Still coming. Alright, we got some gunk down here. Sedgemoor Witch. 3 mana 3/2 with Menace is a good rate. 3 mana 3/2 with Menace is a good rate. Ward, pay 3 life. Ooh. Ooh, that's nice. So this is really cool with Death Shadow, right? Because you can just, like, pay your life. You can... 6 mana's rough for the late. I agree. So this is really hard to kill. And it's the Young Pyromancer. This card is gas. Ooh. Ooh. I like this card. Oh, it's for them. Oh, I misread it. My bad. So they have to pay 3 life to kill it. Man, this card's good. This card is sweet. Where can we play this in Standard? Who wants this in Standard? Like, it's good in Historic, for sure. It's like, you know, Young Pyromancer adjacent. Yeah, this is cool. I just don't know where it goes in Standard. What do you play this with? This actually plays really well with Village Rites. Oh, this is so good with Village Rites. You cast... It's like Pyromancer, right? You just make the token, sack the token, draw more cards, make another token. This is good with Claim the Firstborn. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, this is my first time seeing this card, and I actually like it a lot. I think this card is cool. Also, it's a Warlock. Do you know how cool Warlocks are? Warlocks are great. Yeah, no, this card's cool. I like this. This card should see a lot of play. Sedgemoor Witch. What a card. Ooh. Kozilek? Not sure what about Kozilek. Is Pest a rat token? No, it's just a pet. The creature type is Pest, unfortunately. Black-white tokens with Clarion Spirit. Maybe. Maybe that works. In fairness, that's not impossible. Brings us to an end of the black.